Welcome to this upper body stretch-o-rama workout video. This is the perfect stretching sequence for your upper body if you just feel, like you've been challenging your muscles. Maybe your chest is feeling tight, shoulders, bicep, triceps, maybe even like a little bit of your core, your abs might be a little bit sore. This is the perfect stretching sequence to help you just, relax and nourish and nurture your muscles a little bit, right? Sometimes we can be sore from tough workouts, right? And I find that when I do this sequence for upper body stretching, it allows me to not feel as stagnant or closed off, if that makes sense. Sometimes if I'm doing a lot of push-ups or exercises, I notice just kind of that rounding. And so with a lot of these stretches, we'll be opening up our upper body and really stretching out our muscles too, okay? So for this stretching routine sequence, I have some props here. This is actually like a sweatshirt of mine, but like a towel or a strap or something that you could use would be helpful if you need it. And then I also have some blocks here, but you could also use books or something to support you if that's something you want to use. So let's get into our stretch-o-rama sequence. We're going to start with child's pose with the option to elevate our hands on these blocks. So that way you could get a deeper stretch in that armpit chest area, and it feels really good for our lats as well. So bring your toes together and your knees out wide, and you can have your blocks either on that flatter side here. You can have them a little bit taller if that's helpful for you, but I like to just have them here on this shorter side and just place your hands on them there and then slowly sink into child's pose. And you'll see, you can always not use them, right? So you could push the blocks away and just do normal child's pose. But I find when we use blocks or books, we are able to get even deeper into that stretch there. So let's just hang out here for a little bit, let the armpits melt towards the ground, let the hips sink back towards the heels, giving our upper body a nice stretch, our lats a nice stretch, and also our low back a nice release here. And then slowly come up. I'm gonna bring my left foot up, so my right knee is gonna stay on the ground. And you can use this block if you need some help, because we're gonna place our hand on the inside of that front foot. So I like to use a block sometimes to bring the earth up towards me, right? So I have this block for the child's pose. I had it kind of laying this way. For this one, I'm gonna stand it up a little taller. You could also do something like this. And we'll plant that hand on the inside of that left foot there, and then we'll slowly peel that left arm open. And maybe you're hanging out right here. Maybe you want to do a full extension, but you'll really start to feel that opening of the chest there for sure. And try not to sink and let all your weight down into that block, right? Have a little integrity here in this shoulder to set it up, right? And if you want to, you can take that hand back and around for a little bind, and then you can kind of draw your shoulder back. And I basically just have my palm just resting on the right side of my lower back. And release, and we'll do the other side. So this time I'll bring my right foot forward. I'll have my left hand on the block there, and then you'll get to see from this direction as I peel up and reach up. Still having integrity in that left hand, right? I'm not sinking down. There's still stability there. And you also get a nice stretch in that hip flexor here too, right? So as you're lunging forward. And then if you want to, you can bring that hand back and around. A little bind to open up. And then release. And we'll slowly stand all the way up and grab your towel or your sweatshirt or your strap or whatever it is that you're deciding to use. First, we're gonna start off with it behind our back here. So the closer that your hands are, the more challenging this will be. So just decide kind of the width of your hands, and then get some tension in your towel or in your sweatshirt or whatever it is that you're using, and create some tension there as you lift. right? So I'm pulling my sweatshirt apart as I'm lifting up. Okay, and maybe your range of motion is here, maybe it's right here, maybe you want to take a full bind all the way over, and in that case, you'll probably be able to bring your hands a little bit closer, but just, yeah, see what works for you. We're just opening up that chest space there. And ultimately just, yeah, squeezing our shoulder blades together, letting our heart shine bright here, opening up the chest. And then we'll release that, and then let's take I have my sweater in my left hand, I'll bring it up and over, grab it with my right hand here, then I can get in this little over-under stretch here. And if you can, you don't need to use this, right? You could totally, if you can reach your fingertips here and do a grasp like that, you can. And you could also use a towel or a strap or something. And the way you do that best is you start it in one hand, that hand's the top hand, and then you come back around and grab it with the bottom hand. And that allows you to do this stretch if you feel like you can't touch your fingertips yet. And I like to kind of lean my head back on that top arm and kind of, yeah, just relax into it a little bit, and that helps deepen the stretch right here, you'll notice. And let's switch other side. Grabbing this hand up and over. I can feel like this part, my right side, my right lat is a little bit tighter. So when I do this, I can tell that I need to be a little bit more gentle on this right side for this stretch, at least for me personally, right? So just notice what you're noticing about how your body might be feeling. I think checking in with that while we're stretching can be really helpful. And a nice little gentle lean into that top part of your arm is helpful. Couple more deep breaths here. And you can drop down your towel or your strap or whatever you're using, and let's just do our hands just a little bit. So let's bring our palms together and just kind of press in, getting some flexion in our wrist. I kind of like to wiggle. See how my hands are just kind of wiggling just a little bit? If that motion is available for you, you can try it just to kind of, wiggle through the stretch just a little bit. And then we'll do one hand at a time, getting that wrist in extension there too. And we'll just do one hand at a time. The other side. And then you can relax those hands. It just feels good, I think, to check in with the wrists. In fact, I think that little stretch sequence can be done like anytime we're at our computer doing things like that, right? Let's get our neck. Okay, so we're gonna bring the right ear towards my right shoulder, and then I'm gonna start to draw my nose down towards my armpit. And then from there I can use my hands to help stretch, not just the side of my neck, but that back part of the side of my neck as well. Yeah, coming down, it's like nose towards your armpit-ish, right, in that direction. And then now let's lift up, and then we'll do the side. So ear directly down towards the right shoulder. Feeling a nice, good, gentle, necessary stretch in your neck. And then other side, so we'll do left ear towards the left shoulder, then we start to look down, nose towards my left armpit, and then I can guide gently my neck down, my nose down towards my armpit, getting a nice, good stretch in the side back part of my neck, right there on the right side. And then slowly start to look up, and then we'll just do the left ear towards the left shoulder, classic side neck stretch there. release, and then we'll just slowly come into ragdoll. So bend your knees generously, slowly come all the way down, and then we'll just interlock or grab onto opposite elbows. And then we'll just let our elbows melt towards the ground. You could sway side to side a little bit, getting a nice good release in our back and also in the backs of our legs a little bit too, but especially in our upper body for our back. It's a nice lengthening experience. And really bend your knees generously here, okay? It's not about touching your toes with straight legs. It's about providing stability for your back to kind of hang out here. So bend those knees. And then slowly roll all the way up. Take your time. We're gonna do one more stretch. So we'll have you slowly come back down onto the mat. We're gonna thread the needle. So coming into all fours, we're gonna extend our left arm all the way up. And then we're gonna thread that needle and bring that arm through, palm facing up. We're gonna relax on that left shoulder there, and then prop up your right hand kind of like a tent. And actually, turn this way and show. So with that left hand looped through there, I'm resting on that left shoulder and I have a little tent here, right? My hand creates a little tent. So that way I can push in and kind of deepen that twist a little bit more. Does that make sense? And then plant that tent hand on the ground, lift that left arm all the way up and bring it down. Now we'll do the other side. Come this way. So all fours, right arm reaches all the way up to start, and then we thread the needle, come all the way through, resting down on that right shoulder, propping up in a little tent position on our left hand. Breathing into that twist, breathing into that stretch. Then you can plant that hand back down, extend the right arm all the way up one more time, and then bring it back down. Nice job. I hope your upper body is feeling a little bit more released and just, less stagnant, more fluid, a little bit relaxed and rejuvenated, as stretching tends to do. Come back to this anytime you feel like your upper body needs that openness and needs that recovery and that stretch. This sequence is perfect. Thank you so much for joining me for this upper body stretch-orama, and we'll see you at the next workout. Bye.